Well, here's the thing.
That's some good bass.
Okay.
That's some good bass.
Well, here's the thing. Okay. Well, here's the thing. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Well, here's the thing.
My husband.
We out here MMA, not podcast, but show. Yeah,
Coachella 2022.
We taking things to places that you probably shouldn't go. Living in this MMA lifestyle.
What's up, guys? Welcome to We Out Here MMA podcast, but now show, but now podcast, but now show. I keep messing it up because I'm so excited to say we are recording live from Coachella in Palm Springs 2022. We're here at the Red Bull stage, and guess what? Your boy is here with his favorite husband, Alec Acosta, Nick the Ear, and we have a special guest in the room, and it's called Mama Silva.
Yeah, she's over there though. But
Yeah. We get Alex's mom. We have our first live studio audience. It's gonna be great. We're gonna get reactions from her, see her takes.
that's not true
on,
because Tiff's been a part of some of them.
Not
like
Coachella.
Not Coachella.
Oh,
not at
Coachella.
Coachella.
Yeah,
Are you?
And now
Do you have FOMO because you didn't go to Coachella?
No.
I've never been to Coachella.
Why are you bringing it up? I would never assume that you would even want to go to Coachella. Are you a big Coachella guy?
I'm a big Don Glover, and there was one year he was at Coachella, and I was pissed I didn't get to go.
You said Big Dog?
Yeah, he's the rapper formerly known as Big Dog, Donald Glover.
You never heard of the famous rapper Big Dog?
I've literally,
with two
growing
Gs.
up as like being in a band and going to all these concerts and stuff, Coachella is literally something I've never ever wanted to go to.
What about any music festivals? Are you into like
I've been
Lollapalooza?
Oh no, I've never been to one of those, but I've seen some of the lineups. They look cool. But like back in the day, like they had like Warp Tours and stuff like that. I used to go to those.
Oh yeah,
but,
Warp Tour.
Yeah.
What's
but,
Warp Tour? Is it like EDM?
It's
no,
like Vans.
it's like it was ran by Vans, and like it was like a bunch of like hardcore rock, alternative bands. There was like 6 different stages, and those were cool. And then also like the metal ones, like Hellfest and shit like that had like Slayer and Cannibal Corpse and stuff like that.
Cannibal
Corpse?
That was back
dude.
in Arizona.
That's a great band.
When it was all
Hey,
hot.
I don't know too much about band. Give me like top 3 non-mainstream bands that are like have interesting names.
Okay. I think Oceano.
Like that one. That wasn't Lost. That was
Wasn't
the plane
expecting that.
that was the plane that crashed and lost. Okay, next.
Emir.
That's
my
one of
Bosnian
Nick's friends in
Yeah.
Pasadena. Go ahead.
And
He's Bosnian. Shout out
let's
to Emir.
see, a crazy one. Gorgira.
That sounds made up. Is that for real?
That sounds like you're doing
100%.
an accent and you're trying to say Godzilla.
Gorja. I've seen him live.
Gojira. Yeah,
I've
that's
seen
what
him
it
live
sounds like.
with
Sounds like you're being
Slayer.
racist, and it sounds like you're taking shots. Honestly, I'm gonna take that as disrespect.
Hey, I did an
What do you
ice
think,
bath
Gil?
today. I'm kind of lit right now.
Yeah, speaking of ice baths, you were telling us a story about you owning how many birds?
Yeah, so back in the I've had birds here and there growing up. Like we used to have this one parrot named Lulu that hated us, and like my mom and my dad, they used to let it just like
Mom over
wild
here,
on
dad
us.
over there.
Ted over there.
Yeah. No, it was at my dad's house, but like that thing hated kids. So like I remember every once in a while, like my dad used to like
Wait, what?
leave.
Exclusively hated kids.
No, it really did. Like my mom could tell you, it hated kids, and when my dad would like leave sometimes, like to go out real quick to like the store or something like that, we'd be at home.
Mhm.
What he would do is he wanted us to stay in our room, so then he would let the bird out. So like we'd like walk out and the bird would just stare at us and then literally start running to like charge us, but not to like play. Like it was actually gonna bite us. It bit my like brother's finger really hard once, and but no, I was saying because you have the big bird cage. So back at my old house in Levine, my stepdad had built like this big old like cool like bird house or whatever like that. It was all white and like fancy. So we had like 10 like of those little parakeets or something like that. You know what I'm talking about? The little color ones. Like you can get yellow ones, blue ones, and shit like that. And one summer, like we came out there and they were all fried.
You guys left them out in
Well, because we had misters on and shit, but it still just got so hot that they all literally were just like
oh
a
shit.
bunch of chicken nuggets, basically. We had a bird.
Dude, all right.
So
This podcast is brought to you by PETA. PETA 22. Don't leave your birds
22.
outside or they die.
Don't.
I've had a story like that too.
With a cat or a dog.
My mom left our bird's name was called Rom Dust. That's what we named him.
Wait. What's the
So you think I'm making up names with Gorgira, but Ramdust seems normal.
No, that's what we called him. It's like a Singaporean thing my mom named. She called him Rom Dust. But she one day, I think she like left him in the garage for like a couple hours, and then he died in the garage.
Damn.
All right,
Damn.
Ram does.
On
He was like,
purpose?
I really loved that bird. It was an accident. She was an accident.
Yeah, the bird died.
We over
And-
here killing birds, bro.
No.
This is what I just realized.
This was Lulu, and so basically what happened was, and this is a story, but like when I was like already like 20 something, my mom actually told us the real story, and my dad was lying the whole time, because Lulu all of a sudden when we got there just wasn't there one day, right? And my dad's like, yeah, I was cleaning the house, and I had the door open, and he ended up actually flying out, and he never came back. So we were like, oh. And then, like, literally I'm, like, 21 or whatever like that, and I'm at the house, and my mom was saying, she's like, yeah, like, when your dad had the fire at the house, and it killed Lulu. And I was like, what? If Lulu flew away? And she's like, no, he died in that fire. So then I was like, what? And I
Chicken
called my
nuggets, remember?
I called my dad. I was like, hey, I thought Lulu flew away. Mom said that he died of the fire. He's like, no, yeah, he flew away, huh? But let me talk to your mom real quick. And he talked to her. He's like, why would you tell him? But, yeah.
Okay, what we've learned here today is that
Family secrets.
a lot of family secrets that
That we shouldn't own
kill
birds
animals.
anymore.
Yeah, immigrants shouldn't own birds. Just keep it to white people from America. Let's just keep it simple.
I hate birds. They're so weird anyways. Like, what's the point of a bird?
Bro, you can't talk about killing birds and then also hating birds.
Hey,
That's not a
bro.
good look.
I didn't kill a bird. The birds
I
died.
know, but in
I didn't.
context, it looks like your family's like Salvadorians or bird murderers.
You know,
Let's
real
not
quick
put that
question
out
before we
there.
get into that
That's-
too,
that's
because
not a
like
good
we were
look for
talking
South.
about this earlier, like the point of animals. Like, what's the point of a turtle?
That's rude.
To have
But, like,
like,
what's
so
the
rude.
point?
as a pet.
No, but like in general, like why is a turtle a thing, or why is like
Why is a turtle a
frog
thing?
or a thing?
Well, it's all part of the ecosystem, so they serve a purpose in eating some kind of insects that might be overpopulated.
I know, but the turtles just stay in the water. They go down. They hate people. They just stay in the water. Like, what's the
People-
What
point?
is
people-
with you and the animals
Yeah.
thinking animals hate you?
Sounds like you hate animals, bro.
No,
It
I
was like
love
you're-
animals. I got my 3 dogs out here. Maya, or sorry, not Maya. Mayola. We got Maui. We got Kona.
Dude, I love my
You're
kids
animal
right
rep.
here. I'm gonna say their names wrong, but I love my kids. Let's go. That's basically what you just did.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Let's get to our fight recap. No cap. I'll be honest, guys. This past weekend, didn't really get to catch the fights except the main event. So you guys have to fill me in on any special fights, but we'll obviously start with the main event. I called that Belal, remember the name Muhammad, was gonna win. All you said, nah, man. Vincent, Luke.
No,
I think
I
actually
had-
Nick might have
I had-
switched. You might have switched to Belal.
No, I
the
had
very
Belal.
last
I had
second.
Belal. Belal?
Did
Or
you?
Belal?
Look,
It's
I think it's Maya. But whatever.
I think
because
Belal is
boy
the
won.
artist. He's an R&B singer. Belal.
Fine. Belal.
It's literally
Remember thy
Belal.
name.
Belal.
Okay, fine.
Belal.
Bilal Muhammad is our winner. I think that probably is a surprise. A lot of people thinking Vincente Luque was going to win. So we'll start with you, Nick. Did it play out the way you thought it was? Unanimous decision.
Yeah, I figured if he was gonna win, it was gonna be that kind of fight. It was a close fight the whole time. It wasn't like Belal wasn't in trouble at any point in time. He was in trouble pretty much the whole fight, but he pulled it out. And for him to beat a guy that has KO'd you, earlier in the year, and Belal isn't really the greatest finisher, but Vincente Luque is, like, I think 12 out of his last 15 have been finishes, right? So
Yeah.
he's a serious finisher. He could knock you out. He could submit you. So going in, I totally understand why people thought Vincente was going to win, because he had way more chances to win, and he has the chance to finish him early, right? But for Belal, he made a lot of adjustments. He kept switching southpaw, orthodox. He had really good footwork, and he just timed his takedowns really well. So it was a hard fight for him, but he pulled it out, and it was kind of cool to see him get that W. So I was happy for him.
Cool. Alex, so now that you've seen Belal win,
Cool.
it's a matter of time for Khamzat to lose, right?
Dude, Khamzat beats him up, and I'm gonna give a shout out to one of our loyal listeners. His name is on Instagram, CJ Raphael. Okay,
I
because
just followed him.
Yeah,
He's funny, dude.
because he's with me. Ready? He on MMA Junkie, they posted the picture of Belal, and it's like, who's next? His comment was, "Lift God, I'm still not gonna remember this motherfucker's name, and I am with him after that fight. So, I mean, he did what he needed to do to win. You know, it's kind of honestly like it was kind of
Nothing
boring.
impressive on your point of view.
I mean, he did what he did what he's been doing, which is impressive, right? These 7 years, he's able to take him down and control him, and it's like a switch. Like, you know, I felt like Belal didn't used to fight like this, and he probably had one fight where he realized, like, oh, you know, I'm a lot stronger. I feel like I'm a lot stronger, and my grappling's better than these guys, and probably just built up a confidence in it. And he's using it, and it's working. I just don't see, you know, his grappling is key to winning. I feel like Vicente Luque was probably the last fight in that top, you know, in that top 5 that he's going to have grappling over, you know? Like, I don't think he can out-grapple Gilbert Burns. I don't think he'll out-grapple Colby, Usman, or Khamzat. I mean, maybe Leon Edwards, but we saw that fight, right? And Leon Edwards was kind of piecing him up.
He was.
You know, he was kind of lighting him up. So, yeah, I mean, he's good. I just don't think he's going to, you know... If he does, good for him, and you guys could throw it in my face, but I don't think he's ever going to be champ. I don't think he's ever going to beat, you know. I don't think he's going to beat the top 3 right now. Actually, you know what? Because Leon Edwards is top 3. He could probably put together a good game plan to beat Edwards, but like Khamzat, Colby, Usman, I don't think he beats.
Wow. Nick, play matchmaker for me a bit. Belal, where do we?
I think.
Look, who's above him? I'll just so the audience knows. Khamzat, Gilbert Burns, Leon
Dude,
Edwards,
you go
Colby,
Gilbert.
Usman.
You go Gilbert because
Give him loser?
Gil's off a loss, right? Gil's off a loss. He had a great showing. Him and Vicente Luque, when I say him, I mean Gilbert Burns. They're like best buds. They're like best training partners. So it would be a cool little like, hey, redemption time. And I think it's a gradual step up in competition for Belal. He called out Colby. I kind of like that too. You know, obviously I don't think it's gonna happen because Colby's probably such a big name, and I think it's going to be hard for Belal to get the momentum and the draw to be able to fight a guy like Colby. Khamzat's probably going to get that, if anything. But just style-wise, I'm curious to see if he's going to be able to out-grapple Colby Covington because they both have a very grappling forward attack. I wonder if because on paper, I feel like Belal has better overall MMA grappling, I think. Maybe with like the submissions and... But I don't know. I think it's a tough fight. But I think overall, Gilbert Burns is probably the right fight for him.
Alex, do you agree, or do you have kind of a different person you'd like to throw him up against?
Yeah, I mean, I think like what Nick was saying about Colby, like Colby at this point, even though love or hate him, he's a pay-per-view fighter now. You know, he's gonna be, you know, co-main or, you know, main event or something like that. So it's like, you know, no one, you know, people don't really know Belal remember the name Muhammad's name, you know what I'm saying? So I just don't think I feel like he can maybe wait for like the winner of Leon Edwards and Kamaru Usman, aka he can wait for Leon Edwards after he loses to Kamaru Usman, or he can I think the Gilbert Burns fight is good. Yeah, sorry if you guys can hear my dogs, but yeah,
I'm okay with it.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I hear dogs, I hear chimes, and I hear an AC. I already hear a lot of stuff. It's fine.
But
what I don't hear
AC?
is you guys complaining about a Khamzat jumping 8 spots and not fighting any of these guys.
Bro, because he
Guess
fought
what?
Gilbert Burns and
You know what? You're right. You're right. But you know who you didn't fight is someone whose name you didn't remember and also make the loudest noise with bottles. Make the loudest noise with bottles.
Bro, like
I don't know what you're talking about, dude.
This guy fell over 8 pin bowling ball pins.
And honestly,
It's
it
been a
looked
rough
like
day.
he kinda fell. But no.
Okay, I like.
Yeah. I think Gilbert Burns actually is a really good matchup. I think that's the matchup that they should do. Obviously, Dana White is set on Colby and Khamzat, and they're a huge draw. They could headline a pay-per-view if they wanted to. So I'm sure that's the fight that they're gonna make. And I think Gilbert Burns is a good fight because I think that's a very winnable fight for Gilbert Burns, and it'd be good for Gilbert Burns to get a win.
Yeah, I like that fight too. Gilbert Burns, though, I feel like if he does lose that fight, yikes, that kind of puts him in a weird.
Do you think he would though? Do you think he could pull that one out?
Dude, I didn't think I picked Belal, but I didn't think it was gonna be Vicente.
Yeah,
it's kind of like shit. Is Belal really just good at nullifying people based on game plans? Maybe.
it was a
He's just
pleasant
not that
surprise. that he won.
it was shocking, but this guy's, who knows? Who knows what he can do? Any fights you guys want to shout out from the card specifically? I know we do want to talk a little bit about Devin Clark, our boy, looking thick with 5 C's.
That one,
Looking so thick. I'm like, I want all men to be
God.
heavyweights. Because yum, Alex, give it to me, Gorgira.
bro,
Gojira.
the fight. Remember, I had called this, and we had talked about it. Miguel Baeza and Andre Filaho, whatever the hell how you say his last name. That
was a
Andre guy
crazy
is
fight.
good, bro, and like he looks like a big 170er. And man, he did what I thought. It's just Baeza has shown that he just doesn't have. I feel like he might not have a chin, especially for these big guys, And he doesn't look like he's a big welterweight. So I wonder, maybe if he could cut to 55. And I know I just said he doesn't have a chin, but I feel like he's fighting guys that are like way bigger than him because Andre looked like, to me. I mean, it could just be his stance. You know how he stands. Andre Baeza is like really boxer, like narrow. But I mean, he's
pretty lean too.
Yeah, he looked way bigger than him. So I was like, damn. And that uppercut was gross. And man, I was just like, whew. But after that guy fought Michel Pieta, that fight was a split decision loss, and he did really good. And that was a short notice fight. I mean, I knew this guy's really good. I think he can. We haven't seen anybody really test his grappling, but striking wise, he's there in the top. He's with those top guys.
Yeah, that fight was crazy, man. I wasn't expecting. Like, they were going back and forth, and Miguel was winning the early exchanges. But yeah, like he puts himself in firefights for sure, and that's when he gets in trouble. I was looking for him to pull it out, and I thought he was going to, but man, that finish was pretty nuts. It's pretty bloody too.
Miguel Baeza, man, that sucks. 3-fight losing streak. That really does suck.
But he's fighting good guys, man.
Yeah,
he's fighting really
Chaos
good
Williams,
guys.
Ponzinibbio.
Yeah,
I mean,
dude.
yeah, those are. Oh, that's tough.
Did you guys watch the Pat Sabatini fight?
I watched
that
it.
dude at featherweight.
Yeah,
he's got some good grappling. He's really tricky, and I think
We're
I'd
saying
like to see him
future
fight
top
some
5. Is that a future top 5? Does he beat
Maybe.
Ian Gary?
different
Ian
divisions
Gary,
completely,
oh
but
my
that's fine.
Just wanna
But he's
piss
the
off
future.
Alex.
He's the future.
Bro
and-
Dog. He beat the Bro Dog. Remember the guy that wears Metal Militia and No Fear?
Oh yeah. But yeah, he looked really good, man. I'm curious to see how well he's gonna do at 145 because it's a stacked division, but his skill set's pretty good.
And I missed the obviously a lot of the earlier fights. Chris Barnett, did he get the W? And was it cool or was it whatever?
Did you see that fight, Alex?
I watched it. Yeah, I watched it.
Tell the people what happened in that fight and why it was so weird.
So
People like Chris Barnett, so
Yeah, but I mean, he was losing. I mean, he was getting beat.
Oh.
The guy that he was fighting was big as hell. He would just march. They said that the guy he was fighting, Martin Boudet or whatever, used to be 395 pounds. He was
God damn.
400?
Yeah, he was a professional gamer and then decided that he wanted to get healthy, started training. Kind of sounds like me. And so he started training, but he was big and he was just beating him up. But at one point, I believe it was the second round, and he had him up. He had Chris Barnett up against the cage and was, hitting him, and then he threw a downward style elbow right to the back of Chris Barnett's head.
So so points taken.
No, the fight was over because Chris Barnett couldn't continue.
Oh wait, so it wasn't
no
a win
contest,
then.
I believe. Right?
But he ended up he actually has the win.
Oh, did he get
No.
the
It's a
way.
win on his record. Isn't that crazy? So that's what the controversy was. And there was another fight.
Can you explain that? I'm a little confused. How's that a win?
I think it's because it was accidental. So when it's an accidental foul,
true. Yeah,
it goes to the scorecards when it's past 3 rounds or 2 rounds, like enough to get a decision. So because the score, I know it's weird. It's so weird. But because it was deemed as unintentional, that's why it goes that way. Unlike the Peter Yan that was deemed intentional, I guess. So then he wins that way. So it's really weird because once again, you just don't get a clear answer. Everyone in the MMA community is pretty bummed up, pretty pissed off about it because it is kind of weird. Like, where do we go from here? And another fight on the fight card, the Caio Barrio and the Russian cat Godzi, kind of ended in similar ways too. Did you see that fight, Alex?
That fight was when I was watching spots, And I was watching, but then I was like talking to somebody. When I looked down, they were already at the decision, so I didn't really get to see what fully happened.
Yeah, it was another foul, kind of a similar situation, but yeah, it's just weird, man. It's just really weird. You just never know how this stuff kind of shakes out.
Yeah,
So
but I was
it's
seeing
more confusing.
I was seeing a lot of fighters are mad because it's like these fighters that are like, oh, so all you're telling me is all I have to do is just an illegal shot, ends the fight, and then they can score it from there, and then I win. You know what I'm saying? So it is.
Yeah.
That's why people are, not really digging it. And then DC came out with a good point. He was just like, all I'm gonna say is, being a fighter, every single strike I threw was intentional. So for them to say that, oh, I threw this strike unintentionally, and so it's just like a no contest or they get a win.
That's
is
so
crazy.
funny.
But DC
That's
was
a
like,
really good
every
point.
shot that I threw was intentional. I meant to throw this shot. He was like, so he thought that they should have both been disqualified.
Wow, dude, good way to piss off the MMA community with all this shit.
Shout out
I don't-
DC, though, bro.
I'm still confused about the Barnett one. So like, you could be, let's say Barnett. Okay, let's say the other guy's up 2 rounds, but he's losing a 3rd round. He can just illegally, accidentally hurt someone, and then just take the win if he's losing the 3rd round.
Potentially.
That's weird.
Well, that's what
Okay.
you're saying. That's why a lot of people are mad. So it's like, it's a whole weird situation. I thought it was kind of weird. I felt like for some reason the judging and stuff was kind of weird that night, right? Like they kind of at some point didn't know what they were doing, and they were kind of just acting on the fly, and we're just like, yeah, he's the winner. It's just like, okay. And it's such a small fight card that they're just like, who cares, bro? We have some guy that wants you to remember his name, and no one can remember it as the headliner. So let's just hurry up and get this fight card done.
Hey, you hate Belal, huh?
I hate his nickname. I don't hate him. It's the worst nickname that you could ever come up with.
Oh, what would you give him? What nickname would you give this guy?
How would you make it better?
Belal, the Mall,
The real one.
Muhammad.
The Mall.
Yeah.
Oh,
How would you
Maul,
spell
like,
that?
Like Darth
How would you
Maul.
spell
Like
it?
Darth Maul.
No. M-A-L-L.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. M-A-L.
Like
is.
the, like a
Like-
mall with a carousel and food court.
Yeah, because I'm sure he owns a couple of those, those things in the mall,
Hey, racist camp.
We're bringing it back. He has a stand where he sells wallets and bike chains. No big
He
deal.
sells cologne.
Yeah. His nickname is Apu. Yeah.
He sells cologne. a good
Guys,
one.
let's get
That's
to our
underrated.
let's get to our we out here morning and news. And yes, every week we do edit it to make it longer. That is something we are planning on doing till it's 8 minutes long. Guys, special announcement here. Someone from the We Out Here family, longtime guest, longtime friend, longtime mentor,
Personal friend.
Max Holloway is married.
Mazel tov.
Boy, brother.
Mazel tov. Beautiful,
What a
wedding.
beautiful
I honestly
wedding.
I thought he was already married to her. I didn't know they were just
Engaged, Gil. They were
know what?
engaged.
My bad.
You know what's
Also,
crazy?
wow, Ariel Hawani trying to just show up and take the spotlight.
Mazel tov.
Mazel tov. Brada.
Brother. Coconut bombs. Congratulations, brother.
Yeah, let's see who's talking. Look at all the blue check marks. Let's see what it is. Okay. Alan Jobain, Alex
Trinko
Acosta's
Bolanos.
former friend.
Yeah.
Shane
Shevchenko.
Victorino. Wow.
Boston Boom Boom.
Who's that?
The guy
You don't
that
even know who
Nick thought
Boston
was
Boom
gonna
Boom
run
is?
through the division, and I was like, he's gonna get knocked out every time, and he got knocked out every time.
I was a fan of him.
You know what's crazy
I
though? I
remember, I
was
still
looking at
am.
their wedding, and I was like, damn, this is super nice. But then you forget, like, Max got money, bro. He was the champ for so long.
Dude,
like,
and his
Hey.
girl got money too. She's a
Yeah, she's a
professional,
professional.
high-level surfer. She's sick.
And they got Daniel Day Kim to officiate. That's crazy.
That's his coach, dude.
wow,
How dare
my
you.
bad.
don't
Uh,
something like that.
Well, shout out to Max. Congratulations, man. Thank you for playing Alex's music every time on your stream.
Yeah.
Love to have you on Tiger Belly. We've been reaching out. You have not opened. I can tell because it didn't say red yet on Instagram for Tiger Belly. So maybe now the wedding's done, maybe check it out. We'd love to have you on. So then
Tag him
Alex
on.
can work
Tag him in.
B cam and say hi to you.
Bro, I'm gonna just show up there, and that's the day I'm taking pictures. I'm not even gonna ask. I know where Bobby lives already. I have the address, so I'm just gonna drive there.
Just starts. Alex has a whole team with a crew and like microphones and everything.
I'll have a
He's just
boomerang.
doing. Guys, Dustin Poirier and Nate Diaz share a heartfelt birthday moment, potential fight. So why don't we take a look at that message? Dustin Diamond Poirier, he says, "Happy birthday, Nathaniel," and he reposted the UFC post that says also the most awkward looking like photo of Nate Diaz where
They're not very photogenic, the Diaz guys.
Why
huh?
they always look
Bro.
uncomfortable? Like someone's
the
like,
shoulders is crazy. The
it looks
shoulders.
like someone's. You know when someone comes behind you, tries to give you a massage, and you go like this. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what he
yeah.
looks
Yeah.
like. He's always doing. You're like,
It's like always a
"Damn, bro.
ghost massaging him.
Shoulders, take an ice bath.
And then the Diamond said, "Get a deal done and get that ass wiped for your birthday."
Whipped.
Wiped
not
or
Instead-
whipped?
Oh shit! What did I say?
From the front or the back? You said
You said
wiped.
wiped.
I like
Wiped
wiped.
his
I like
ass.
well, wipe's pretty good, right? For like a callback. No.
Good callback. Good callback.
Okay, cool. And then Nate Diaz says, "Bruh, no one likes you. You suck." Double space. Oh, what's happening?
My bad.
Double space. Oh, look! Wow, we just saw Alex's other tabs. So much Conor McGregor content. Someone's a secret
Why are
Conor
you
McGregor
watching
fanboy.
Conor McGregor training, bro?
You
Jesus.
loser.
I watch his
you
losses on repeat.
You suck. Double space. Someone need to put a purple belt on you. Thanks for the B-Day wishes, though. This. Bro,
That
he
makes me
texts-
laugh. It makes
he
me
texts
laugh.
like he types like he texts.
He's
That's
slurring when
crazy.
he types as well.
Yeah.
But it made me laugh because he was like, dude, fuck you. You're a piece of shit. You're whack. But thanks for the birthday wishes. Appreciate it. Makes me giggle. I mean,
do
I
you
think
guys
they
think
like each other.
What do you guys think? Do you think that fight happens? I would love it. It'd be easy, honestly, easy fight for Dustin. But
It seems
do you think
like Nate doesn't want to take it.
Yeah,
Aw,
I think,
man.
yeah, I mean, I don't
It's
know.
a
I don't
fun
wanna-
fight, though.
I don't want to say Nate's like scared or anything, but it's like, bro, I feel like he kind of knows. Like Dustin's just on a different level than him. I personally think. I think Dustin will hurt him. Might actually finish him. You know, I know Nate don't get finished, but I mean, I feel like
Dude, I think that's a fun fight, man. I think that's going to be shades of Dan Hooker, Dustin Poirier, too.
yeah,
you know?
definitely, it definitely could. You know, but I just feel like if it was Nate like 4 or 5 years ago, but it's just like he doesn't fight. You know, and it takes forever for him to get a fight, and he's just getting older, slower, sluggish, and I'm just like, I don't know, bro. I think, and then Dustin's still young, man. He's only like 32 or something like that, so it's like, I don't know. I feel like Dustin, that would be a horrible fight for Nate. Honestly, at this point, I think
Is that a money fight
Conor-
though? Is that a good money fight?
Hell,
Like, you
I
think
think
they-
that'll sell pay-per-views. That's a good co-main, you know? They'll do a 5-round co-main for that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
You don't
we'll see
sound
what
intrigued.
happens.
Yeah, he's
Or
like-
they make it a tourney and they say that the winner of this fight gets to fight Conor McGregor for the 18th time. Either one of them. You make it a tourney to fight Conor for money. That's it. That's it.
The Red Panty
Not
tournament.
Conor is now.
Ooh, the red panty tourney. I like that. Someone make a
on.
Photoshop of that. Thanks.
Come on.
This next one is a fun one. I saw this a couple days ago. Jake Paul officially challenges Michael Bisping to a fight, and I'm gonna read to you guys what Jake Paul said. He said, "I would knock you out worse than Hendo. You're an easy fight, but show me you can get licensed, and I will show you 1 million plus pay-per-view." And then Bisping responded, yeah, listen, 1 eye, 2 eyes. I won a world championship, and more importantly, respect the fight community. Sadly, little Jackie, that's 2 things you'll never do. Ever let that sink in. Jake Paul responded, "Dear Bisping, I challenge you to stop hosting your struggling podcast and get a license to fight and box me. Let's see if that UFC belt and all the respect you can have can help me beat me in a boxing match." This is interesting. Jake Paul, once again, very smart because I think he can beat Bisping. I hope Bisping does not take the bait for that.
You know
I
what's
really hope he
funny?
doesn't.
At first, like, I think a couple months ago, if you said that, that would have been a wild hot take. But now, it's more of like, I think it's a 50-50. I'm not going to doubt Jake Paul anymore because he clearly...
They're
when
calculated
he-
picks. You can see how calculated they are.
And
every
he
time
knows how to,
chooses.
like, wait. He knows how to, like, he's smart about it, right? It's because it does seem like the next gradual progression as far as, like, who to fight. But my heart of hearts tells me that Michael Bisping would win. Like,
Hey, I thought that about
eight
every
times
other
out of 10.
fighter.
Exactly,
I thought
8
that
times out of
about every
10.
fighter.
But part of it is like when you sign the dotted line and you engage with Jake Paul to fight, you already lose. You know, so it's like
Yeah,
I'm kind
that
of
is true.
I'm kind of glad Michael Bisping hit him with the yeah whatever.
I'm good.
Yeah, because I think that's the right play.
I saw another
Michael
tweet
Bisping
today.
has more to lose, so
You can't take the
Called it.
bait.
Yeah.
You can't take the bait to Jake
I saw
Paul.
another tweet today that Michael Bisping was like, "I'm 43. I'm inactive. You're literally in the most physical prime of your life. Why don't you go and fight another prime, someone your
Good
age?"
response. Good response.
He was like,
Yeah,
"But
for
if
real.
you want me to beat your ass, go ahead and send me the contract, send me the location, and we'll do it."
So he's not. He wouldn't take it.
See, I think
no.
here's the thing. I think Bisping, with all like the trash talk and stuff, I think I feel like Tyron and Ben Askren maybe got it was just too much for them or something like that.
Yeah.
I feel like none of that's gonna phase Bisping. Obviously, he was one of the best trash talkers also in the game. You know what I'm saying? And I do think that Bisping would win. I honestly do. I think he just Bisping. His grit, his cardio, his pressure. Jake Paul looks like he got tired in the last 2 fights. He looked like he was slowing down. Bisping is just the pressure that he can put on him. I think that he would win. And he's actually a big guy. It's not like a small guy that he's fighting anymore. It's like the same size, big person. Bisping's probably like 200 pounds right now, probably going to have to cut to that weight. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think I would also say having Bisping win, but there is something like I don't think the Paul brothers are stupid. Like they are so fucking calculated, and I can see the calculation of why you would choose Bisping because you can use the whole round. Like there's a fact that he keeps wanting to fight MMA fighters, not boxers. So like he's giving himself the best chance possible. Even if let's say Bisping does have a higher chance of beating him, it's still like an older guy, over 40, retired, has other obligations, and he is more of a striker in MMA, but it's still not Anderson Silva's striker. If Anderson Silva were to box,
Not
you know
too
what I
funny.
mean?
Why
So
don't
it's,
you call out Silva?
he won't because that's why it's a calculated. Like I have a
he's
higher
gonna wait till
percentage of
he's
beating Michael
50.
Bisping.
Yeah, he'll wait.
Yeah,
till,
or has Bell
Super
palsy
Bowl.
or something like that.
'Cause
Yeah, he'll
Silva-
wait till Anderson Silva has a stroke.
See, that's a fight. Like if Silva will fight him, I'm like Silva's winning. There's no
Silva all day.
There's no if ands.
Silva all day.
Yeah,
I agree. I agree. He fights Izzy.
Fight.
Izzy all day. He fights anyone that's even active. I think they win all day. Even
Honestly-
fucking Mickey Gall.
You should go Mike Perry,
Yeah, Mike Perry would be a good fight because it's
but that won't happen.
that won't
happen.
But I mean,
Bro.
Mike Perry, Jake Paul could win that fight. Mike Perry is more of a striker though. So it'd be more interesting. But yeah, I don't know. I think Bisping would put it on him. Honestly.
Dude, it'll be something weird though. It'd be like, Ashton, can you fight Demetrius Johnson? I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
Mixed
No
rules
sense.
against Rock.
Yeah, mixed rules. A TikTok challenge and then a boxing match. Guys, Dana White teases a matchup between John Jones and Stipe for a summer bout. This is interesting. I'm assuming he would be teasing it for a possible UFC International Fight Week, maybe.
Probably, and potentially for an interim title.
Yep.
That is interesting. Nick, do you have any other info on this story in terms of like why people are assuming that?
It's because Jake Paul.
Dana
Jesus
said.
Christ,
Jake
this
Paul's
guy's on
fighting
my
Michael
mind,
Bisping.
bruh. This guy's on my mind.
Dude, he's rent free, man.
He's rent free in my head. But Dana White was on he did an interview and he was just talking about how crazy the summer lineup is going to be. And he did mention potentially that they're trying to work out John Jones and Stipe. And I think we've all wanted to see that. We all wanted to call that out. So I think it's a really fan-friendly matchup. I don't like that matchup necessarily for Stipe. But then again, it's just because he's fighting a guy like John Jones, right? You don't want to see him like get 2 losses in a row potentially, especially the way he lost to Ngannou, and then him fighting John Jones. For me as a fan, I just get a little scared for him, But I want to see Stipe get a W, and if he could beat John Jones, man, that would be fucking insane. So I think on paper it makes sense. It's a good fight. It's a good matchup.
Al, does that make sense to you? I mean, I know John Jones is obviously 205 champion. I know he wanted a title fight right away. If he doesn't, he doesn't get to fight Francis. So do you think John Jones would even take this fight if it's not a championship fight?
Yeah, I think so because if it's not going to be for the actual championship, which I'm sure like what Nick said they're going to do a interim. He wants to fight the greatest heavyweight of all time, right? And Stipe still has that.
It's a legacy fight.
He still has that title because he's the one that defended the title the most out of any. Sorry, I got tired.
Wow, this guy's
yawn
bored of
into
his
the mic
own
more.
take.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
our show's exciting. I don't care what
This
you
is
say.
good
Alex.
energy, dude. This is good energy.
I did an ice bath, so get off my back.
What does that mean? Doesn't that give you like more energy?
No, bro. It took away all my blood from my brain.
Honestly though, because we did an ice bath today, and when I got home, like 20 minutes later, I was
Slap.
still trying to push my ball, like because you know when it gets cold, it gets up inside of you. I was like still pushing it down into my sack, but it like I was getting nervous because I was like, what if my balls never drop again? Like what happens now? You know, I was like really worried.
For me,
You know what happens is that your internet stops.
No,
That's what
it's a-
happens.
there it is.
What happened?
No, for me, it was I got super hungry. I don't know about you, Nick, but after all that, like I turned starving. But anyways,
That happens.
I think
Sorry. Yeah.
I think that makes sense. Everybody's still kind of in limbo. What's gonna even happen with Ngannou?
Mhm.
And Ngannou just posted he's over at the UFCPI getting treatment on his knee. So I think that they're gonna work out a deal with Ngannou and he'll stay there. So I think in the meantime, because that's a 9-month healing thing, and then he has to wait for a while, right, before he can fight again. I think they'll do the interim with John Jones and Stipe. I think it makes sense. They can do a pay-per-view event off of it. Maybe have Khamzat and Colby co-headline it in July.
I like that. I'm not mad at that.
Sean Shelby.
That's a good one. I like
Shelby.
that. I like that. Guys, final piece of news. I want Alex to address this one first. Maybe have some words. Marlon Moraes retires from mixed martial arts. Thoughts?
I think it was time. Remember, I didn't even want him to take this last fight.
Yeah,
I
for
didn't
real.
want to fight. It's just his. Like I said, at some point or sometimes for some people, like unfortunately your chin goes, or you're not able to take a shot, and it's from all there's the damage of fighting, but also in the training room, and who knows how they're sparring, if they're sparring hard and knocking each other out. Who knows how many times he's been knocked out in training camps, and But it was very, very evident that he could not take a shot anymore. Everybody that landed on him, it was game over from there. So, and then it's not like he's a low end fighter, right? He's in the top, so he has to keep fighting these killers. It's not like they're
Top
just going to
tier.
give him these other people, So, at that point, it's just like, bro, I think it's just time to end it. You're just going to keep getting knocked out, and it's not healthy. And so I'm happy that after this 4th knockout loss in a row, he decided to finally hang it up.
Why you say it like that, bro?
Yeah.
Because he
You
should
say
have done it. I think
It was
it's honestly
4th.
watching how his
Yeah.
coaches reacted, like when he was taking off his gloves after this fight, and they were like the ones doing it. I think it was more on his coaches making him fight than him actually wanting to fight.
Oh wow,
Oh,
that's some
that's a crazy observation,
accusations.
You said accusation. I said observation. Both worked.
that-
I like
They
it.
both work in that situation.
much.
Nick, I just a little thoughts on this. So, Marlon Moraes, right? Undefeated, essentially undefeated, basically champion in World Series of Fighting.
Yeah.
Comes to UFC. This is his first fight, then goes on a 4-fight tear of like John Dodson, Aljamain Sterling, Jimmy Rivera, a Nunsao rematch, and then gets his first loss at Henry Cejudo. Then he gets a split with Jose Aldo, and then loses 4 fights after that against killers.
Uh-huh.
Is there anything to say? Is it really more about his ability and, let's say, skill level, or does it have to do with the UFC? Is it like just deteriorating in that end, or
Well,
World Series of Fighting, UFC? Anything? No.
I think once again, it's like certain guys are, I don't want to say victims to like the generation of fighters, but like when Marlon Moraes, he's been fighting for a while. Like he's only 32. I was talking about it with David today, and he was saying he actually made a really good observation. After the Henry Cejudo fight, he just kind of never looked like the same. Like I think mentally he was a little like defeated a little bit. Because he had that fight won, right? And I think for a lot of guys, when you're in that situation, you're like beating Henry Cejudo, and then all of a sudden you he would always lose in like the later rounds, right? Like his gas tank would kind of go out. So like I think as a fighter, you always think about that, and that's like probably the worst thing you could ever have happen to you in a fight, where you're smashing the guy out and then you get finished because you kind of blew your wad. And that's what kind of happened to him continuously throughout his career, especially after the Henry Cejudo fight. So maybe he had a complex about it. Maybe he never felt like he could bounce back from that. And also the timing of his career when he came into the UFC, if he came a little bit earlier, maybe we would be talking about Marlon Moraes a little bit differently. But he did fight the craziest dudes. Like he had a really tough schedule. But I don't think that takes
Really
away.
tough. Yeah.
I don't think that takes away from his career at all. But it's good to see, especially the way he lost in his later of his career. It was all finishes, and it was pretty brutal the way he got KO'd. So back to back as well. So I'm glad he's retiring, but he's always going to be a legend in the game because he was a big staple to that 135 division.
Yeah, at one point he was, one of the scariest guys in that division. Like
He was the guy.
Yeah. Remember, he put Aljamain Sterling out cold with that
that knee.
Dude, that was so crazy.
Oh, maybe that's what made Aljamain extra hurt from Pierre Yan. Was like remembering
he was
the
very
knee.
compromised.
Yeah. It was
And then when he
compromised
sat
that
up and he remembered he had the PTSD. He went,
Oh
and
yeah,
then fell back.
yeah.
That's what happened.
I need the championship.
yeah, his eyes were
Fell down.
rolling back of his head and was like, oh man, and then it fell back down.
Dude, stop roasting fighters. They work hard, Nick. All right, let's get to
I'm
our
not
quick
roasting.
pick picks
I defended
with
Aljo, bro.
Alex Acosta and Nick the Ear. Guys, we have another fight night at the UFC Apex, my favorite place because I've never been there. I'd love to go. Send us tickets, UFC. We have a main event, female strawweight fight. We have Amanda Lemos versus Jessica the Bulldog Andrade. I think naturally, no, I just like calling her the Bulldog.
She is a
I think
bulldog, though.
it's bait. Oh yeah, is that bulldog in Spanish or Portuguese?
Bate Estaca.
Bate
Maybe.
Estaca.
Look, I think we all know. I think the odds makers have it here as Jessica Andrade the favorite. Obviously, a bigger name, freaking dangerous, scary, well known. But Amanda Lemos, a lot of people don't know, is she's on a 5-fight win streak. I think 3 out of the 5 are finishes with 2 TKOs, 1 submission, other 2 are decisions. I think with Angela Hill, she had a fight of the night, but you know what? Angela Hill, always fight of the night, decision, her loss. So I ask you guys, Amanda Lemos or Jessica Andrade? Alice, we'll start with you.
I'm going to go Lemos. I think Lemos finishes Andrade.
Why?
Andrade has been finished by, Wei Li Zhang, these big power punchers, and Amanda Lemos is a big girl. She's a power puncher. Watch. I mean, don't be surprised when you see her get finished in the first round.
All right. Nick, after you're done writing your paper, tell us what you think.
You know what? I'm kind of with Alex on this. I think she's gonna do really well in this because, dude, she's such a crazy. She's a really good striker. She's really in your face. She's pretty brutal, and I feel like she has the power to put away Jessica Andrade. So and I'm all in for new fresh meat at this weight division. So I would
you
like to see
pig!
her.
Don't call women fresh meat, you sicko.
Nick.
Jeez,
Just
dude.
I mean for the title contender, to fight for the title. You know what I mean? Fresh meat.
Dude, you're sick, dude. You're a sick
Crazy that
dude.
you would say something
No, I
like
just
that.
mean fresh meat for the fights.
This
Not
is-
sexually.
All right, that's
Crazy
enough.
you would say
That's
something
crazy.
like
Now
that,
you're saying
honestly.
everything is sexual. God, look, man.
Oh, man.
I
That's what I
think
felt
you
like you were
both are-
insinuating. Okay.
You both are wrong. That's all I'm gonna say. But it's not all I'm gonna say. Let me just remind you. Let me refresh your memories. Jessica Andrade. I'm gonna give you her last 4 wins. I'm gonna
Okay.
describe them to you. Carolina, fought for the title. Jessica Andrade KO'd her with a punch. Oh, let's go after that. Let's do Rose Namajunas. See what happened there. Oh, that was a KO with the body slam. All right, cool. Let's get to our next win. Caitlin Kukujian. A body punch to a bigger opponent goes down. And let's go to her last fight, Cynthia Calvillo. A TKO. So there's a trend here. It's called this woman, when she wants to win, you go down.
So
No
she didn't-
decisions.
She didn't
No
want to
s-
win against Rose the second time.
No. Rose, the second time, didn't have a fight in her. Zhang, we all know she was coming fresh off of the Wuhan virus. Valentina Shevchenko, unbeatable. So I say to you guys, rethink your choices.
Dude, what a sick take. That was one of the best takes I've ever heard.
God, I'm such bullshit sometimes, huh? But I like what I do.
Fans,
Guys,
I gotta ask the We Out Here Army. Do you guys believe Gil when he gives these takes? I just
'Cause they're
want to know.
good
What do you guys
sometimes.
what do you guys think down below? And I from now on, anytime Gil gives a take, you guys have to comment whether if he's gonna actually if he actually genuinely believes his take. That's what you guys have to comment. Okay.
All right, fine, Nick. Just put me on the spot. All right, Nick. We'll start with you first. We have the
No, I want Alex to go
co-main
first. I want Alex to go.
You're such a jerk. We're gonna start with Clay Guida versus Claudio Gadalia. Oh, Claudio Puelles. This is interesting because Clay Guida is 85 years old. He's probably in the same time in MMA era as who's our homeboy as a heavyweight that chokes people out? Never mind, guys. It's Alex's favorite fighter.
Olenek.
They're like the same age group. They play dominoes together. All right.
Oh yeah.
These two fighters. I mean, are we gonna go New Blood or are we gonna go Clay Guida? He's hard to pick against because sometimes he just grinds it out and figures it out. So
Yeah.
Nick, who do you got? Give me a little bit of juice on that.
Man, I think this is gonna be. I think this is the first like real test for a guy like Claudio, just because he's very impressive. He beat Chris Grutzmeicher. Have you heard of that dude? The guy who looks like a caveman.
The
Looks
guy
like
that
the Geico
almost
commercial.
looks like Clay Guida.
Clay Guida.
Yeah, exactly. But like more Neanderthal looking, right? But he looks like a caveman. You know what I mean?
Yikes.
Even Chris will say that. We'll get him on the show. He'd be like, "Yeah, Nick is right. I do kind of look like I resemble
I was
a
in all
caveman."
the Geico commercials.
Yeah, I'm that guy. But Chris is really fucking good. He's really tough, really durable. I think he's like a similar skill set to Clay Guida, and he's also very durable as well. And I said that twice already. So am I going to keep mentioning it? All right. But I think Claudio's really talented. He subbed him. He has a lot of submissions with knee bars apparently. So this dude he's pretty good. But Clay Guida, like you said, is a grinder. He's really tough to put away. Doesn't really get finished that often, right? Like, but I think I'm gonna go New Blood, bro.
Ooh.
Wow.
I'm gonna go New Blood.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go New Blood. I think the Carpenter is always tough, but he literally has like 60 fights. He has so many fights,
yeah.
and he's always tough.
Really?
And he kind of had like a resurgence in his career. So, I think I'm gonna go with Claudio.
Wow. Okay, Alex.
And he's 5'10", 5'11".
Really quick before I ask Alex, what do you? How old do you guys think Clay Guida is? Don't look it up. I'm just curious. You just guess.
He's 39.
Alec or Nick?
I think he's 40.
The guy, you guys are basically both right. He is 40 years old. He's still churning out fights. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Alex,
good guys, too.
Clay, your RV brother. What do you think?
You know, when Nick was talking about Clay Guida, I think he was purposely not saying durable because he was leading up to saying durable so many times and he didn't say it. That's why I was like, But
Wait, who? Girl?
when you were talking about Clay Guida,
What did I say?
no, because
It's
you
just
kept
the
saying,
way you were
kept
doing
saying
it.
Grootmeister or whatever the hell his name is was durable, and you're like, I keep saying
Guttmeiser.
durable. And then
Grootmeister.
and then you were talking about Clay Guida, and you're like, he is really tough. He's really
Strong.
deranged.
He's like an ox.
Duralast.
He is durable, but yeah, I think it's a New Blood time. I think Claudio Puelles El Nino is going to Clay Guida's face and win the fight by a decision.
That's interesting. Yeah, I think it is new. It's you know what? It's always New Blood time. But here's where you guys are wrong. I honestly, really, I truly do feel this. You guys already said it. One, he's durable. Two, he's hard to put away. But think about it. In 2019, this man, Clay Guida, such an underdog, went to Rio and he beat BJ Penn. Enough said.
Yeah,
Next
but
pick.
which BJ
Tanner
Penn was it,
Bowser.
though? Was he still
BJ
fighting people
Penn.
outside of a bar?
2019 BJ Penn, the one that's running for governor. That BJ Penn.
He said he's going to bring an NFL team to Hawaii. That'd be pretty tight.
Guess what?
That's what
It's
he's
gonna be
running
the
on.
most
That's what he's running on.
Expensive flights for that team's gonna go bankrupt. They have to fly every game.
They're
to
going to
the
be
States.
sponsored by Hawaiian Airlines, bro.
Oh, that'd be dope. That actually be dope. All right, Tanner Bowser versus Alexander Romanov, brother of obviously Nick. Natasha Romanov, Black Widow.
Yeah,
Jesus.
duh.
Oh shit!
Nick, who you got on this one? You got
Dude, I got Alexander Romanov. This dude is good, bro. He is a
What's his name?
finisher.
Say his nickname. Say his nickname.
King Kong.
Let's go.
Alexander King Kong Romanov. He's really
Really
good.
gang.
and he's really tough. He submits motherfuckers like nobody's business.
Ooh.
And I want to see him win because he usually like suplexes his coach right after, and I think that's fun. So
That is a fun thing to do.
I'm gonna go Alexander Romanov.
Alex, would you like to choose your Russian counterpart, or will you go with the other man, Tanner
Bro,
Brosnan?
you already know if your nickname's King Kong,
Let's go.
You ain't got nothing on me. You know what I mean?
you already know I'm
ain't
rolling
got
with
shit
you.
on me.
You feel me?
Okay. All right. I'm gonna have to go with King Kong. To me, it's like if you look like someone that can beat Chris Daukaus, you're okay in my eyes.
Yep.
Women's flat weight, we have Micey Barber, former Hype Train, now a Hype Train alum. We'll see if she can get back on it. But
Hype
versus
Train, that's a good way to talk about people. Actually, she's a Hype Train alumni, and then
She's
so
a-
everyone knows exactly what you mean. Like, oh yeah,
because that makes
she
a lot
was
of
gonna
sense.
be.
You're on the Hype
She
Train.
was gonna be, but
You
she
were
didn't
on it.
really. She didn't
like
follow through,
people like
you know?
Khamzat was on a Hype Train, and then he graduated to like, he on the train, the championship train, right?
He's
Macy
the
Barber
train,
was on the
guys.
Hype Train, and she's off the Hype Train now. She's just a passenger.
She
waiting
took
for
a
something.
stop. She
There we
took a
go.
stop, and she's waiting to get back on that train.
Yeah, trains have to stop too, Gilbert. Check
Fine.
the wheels, make sure
You're on a
everything's
losing
hot.
stop. You're in a losing stop. All right, Macy Barber. You talk too much shit, right? You didn't focus on your training camp, and look what happened. And your boy picked you in every single fight you lost. So how about you take this as motivation, get a W? But guess what? You're fighting Montana De La Rosa.
Ooh.
So who
You know what's fucked
knows
up?
what's gonna happen? What?
For whatever reason, I think a lot of people thought Macy Barber lost more than just 2 losses.
Oh,
Is that
yeah.
just me, or do you guys feel the same way?
Well, because
Like,
She's
I felt
lost
like-
a handful.
Yeah, I felt like she's lost more than 2 fights. Because the Miranda Maverick
Yeah,
fight,
that
that was a
one.
little controversial, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people thought that she didn't really win. I was one of those people. But you
But
know,
Nick, that's a good point, and I think the reason why is if you are on a hype train and you have so much media around you all the time, that one loss magnifies way more
100%.
than just if you're an average person with no media attention. So
And
I think you're
especially
right,
when
that is-
especially when she was going to fight Roxanne Modafferi, right? Everybody thought she was going to run through
yeah.
her, and then Roxanne pulled it out and just
nah.
such a good fight, right? Like
Yeah.
I remember how cool that was.
And then remember
So-
Macy Barber's dad was all talking all this shit. Oh, she just got lucky. She just got lucky. She's not
I-
good. I'm just like,
Get rid of your dad. Get your dad out of your corner.
you're not my dad.
Alex, what do you got?
I got Montella De La Rosa. Macy Barber, like her thing is like she's aggressive. She's she uses grappling and she's powerful with her striking. But Montana De La Rosa is a really good grappler. Like that's her one of her things
Jiu-jitsu.
that she does. And I think she's come a long way with her her striking as well too. So I think Montella De La Rosa is gonna win. I'm on the same board as Nick. I thought Macy Barber lost her last fight. I thought it was pretty clear that she lost her last fight, but then she got a split decision win. So I think she's good, but I think Montella De La Rosa is just better.
Nick, who you got on this one?
Man, I was kind of leaning towards Macy Barber, but
Yeah.
I think Montana. I think she has a skill set to beat Macy Barber because, like what Alex said, like the grappling, that's her skill set. That's what her bread and butter is. I think Macy Barber is kind of like more of a well-rounded MMA fighter, but I don't know if she's going to be able to control the fight in any aspect as well as Montana. So I'm going to go with
right,
De La Rosa.
Those are good. On this fight, I will agree with you both. I think we need to correct the name. I think you guys are thinking she's maybe Brazilian. So you guys
No,
see
I said
Montana.
Montana.
Her name is Montana.
Yeah, it's
but she's from the
definitely
US.
Montana because she's also from Montana. That's
Is
where
she
she
really?
lives. Yes, she's from
Prove
Montana.
it.
She fights out of go to her
Montana
Wikipedia.
UFC. Wait, what?
Montana
She goes.
UFC.
She's from
Fighting
Helena, Montana, United States. She fights out of Fort Worth, Texas. And guess what? You know why she's gonna win, bro? She trains with Team Elevation.
Ooh,
Duh.
duh.
Be with the real team. Be
Yeah,
with the real
dummy.
team, not your dad. Not your dad, Mr.
You're not
Barber.
my dad.
That's all I'm saying. Why do you keep saying that?
Okay, I don't know. I just
All right,
remember
guys.
that meme.
Let's do it.
And Akko was late picking
All
up
right, guys,
Chosen today. And then I was just like, I bet you anything Chosen's just standing there waiting for Akko. And then someone comes up, be like, you need a ride. And Chosen's like, you're not my dad.
You want to give
Because,
some
you know,
context for
kids
the
on the
audience because this is so random.
yeah, I just told you. Akko was late to go pick up Chosen.
And he's
People
gonna
don't know who
say it
Akko
again,
is.
Gil, because of you.
People don't know who Akko is.
He's the Micronesian
audience doesn't
ninja.
know.
Micronesian
Everyone
There we
loves
go.
Warrior, owner of Warriors
That's where-
Garage.
Guys, last fight. Maybe not last fight, but Sue Mujahaji versus Manel Kape.
Can you
This
say
could be
that
fun,
guy's name again
Nick.
for me real quick?
Yeah, Sue
I'm gonna go
Mujahaji.
Manel Cape, dude. This dude is sick. He's gonna be the next big guy at 125. Really
Really,
talented.
the other guy is rated. The other guy's ranked 12. So
Yeah, but Manel hasn't. I think he was fighting at 135 or something. He had an issue where he was kind of out for a little bit. Forgot what the specifics were, but he had a couple making weight problems. But he's been looking really good. He beat Zagla Zumagulov. You guys know that guy?
The guy
He's
that looks
really
like a creative
good.
character.
Yeah. He's really talented, man. And he fought in Ryzen, I believe, and now he finally made his way over to the UFC. So I think there's some good stock in him. This other guy's really good too.
the other guy's
Sue-
fire. You've seen his fights. He's
He's
dope.
really good. Yeah, he's super good. But I think I'm gonna go Manel. I'm rooting for Manel. He's the Tibetan Eagle, so
That's pretty fun.
that's pretty tight. I like his nickname. So, but I'm gonna go with Manel.
All right, Alex, who you got?
I'm gonna go. Me and him are homies, so I call him Sum. I'm gonna go with him. I'm not the biggest fan of Manel Cape because like the fight, especially the fight that he won, that he was like hella overweight, like he was all like boasting and stuff. It's like,
Yeah.
bro, like you were
Hockey.
so
That's why he's gonna win this
overweight,
fight. He
bruh.
ain't gonna make weight.
I
bro.
just when
Watch.
people do stuff like that, like when people do fake hand touches, stuff like that,
Let's
it
go, Nick,
immediately
or
makes
Alex.
me not a fan. So I can't see myself going for him. So I hope Soom, and I think Soom is gonna win.
Soon.
I'm gonna have to go with the Tibetan Eagle. Just the fact if you look at his last 3 fights, that guy is active. He's long, and I think he fights a lot. Not like a lot of the other Chinese fighters. He's very calculated and into getting things into a brawl. Does that make sense? Calculated into
Sichuan.
getting things into a brawl. I like him a
Oh,
lot.
he's
I think
spicy.
he wins.
He is
And
spicy.
then
He's from Sichuan.
then it's very spicy. More numbing than spicy. And I'd like to give him a
Stupid.
shout out. I don't know. Is this? I saw that on the card, but it's not on this one I'm looking at. Is Lando Venata fighting?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's fighting Charles Jourdain, which is going to be a banger of a fight.
Banger.
They're gonna start up the main card. At first, when I saw this fight card, I wasn't really that excited. But after we're talking about it, your boy's excited. I'm hyped for these fights
Hey.
because there are some really good matchups.
And the guy that last beat CM Punk is fighting.
Oh,
Who's
the
that?
black dude, right?
Mike Jackson.
Mike Jackson, yeah, he's the very first fight. He's fighting someone named Dean Barry.
Dean Barry. Oh, another
Yeah.
creative character. Great.
Doesn't Mike Jackson only have like one fight in MMA?
Yeah, CM Punk.
Yeah, no, he fought Mickey Gall, lost, and then fought CM Punk. But also,
he fought Mickey Gall.
Tyson Pedro's coming back.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah, that's
like that.
right.
Isaac Venezuela, something like that. This guy right here, and he's like what's his name? Tai Tuivasa's like best friend. They run that little like that.
I like
drink
them,
room together
yeah.
and
They got
stuff.
cool tattoos, bro.
Yeah.
I
So,
wish I was an
Bro.
Islander so I can get some sick tattoos like that.
Me too. Honestly.
You are. You're from Singapore / Taiwan. You can do it.
Not those islands.
The cool ones. Yeah.
Cool ones.
Guys, that is our show for today. Hope you enjoyed some of that news. We'll look forward to the Jake Paul, see how that pans out with Michael Bisping. Maybe we'll get Michael Bisping to maybe announce the fight on here. We have a big media platform, so
Yeah.
we'll see what happens. Guys, once again, thank you for being here. We love you very much. Make sure you follow us at We Out Here MMA on the Instagram. Once again, leave comments down below. I was going through them last week. A lot of fun stuff, as Nick said. Like, we like the disagreements. We like seeing how you guys even debate one another. I like that community. It's fun to see other people's perspectives. Here's a fun exercise. If you see someone's point of view that you agree with, do what I do and say, this is why you're wrong, and come up with the reason. Let's see some of those in the comments.
Yeah, let's do more devil's advocate. And we're going to start doing that more just for no reason, okay? And we have to make that's going to be the new game. Whenever our pick is, we have to come up with the opposite rationale.
And it's not called devil's advocate. We're calling it the chicken wing ling ling advocate. Okay?
cool.
It's more concise. It makes more sense.
And this is
It's easier to say, huh?
Guys, Alex, you can follow him at Lift God.
Yeah.
Lift God is not just a person. He's more than that. He's a videographer. He's a photographer. He's a
Oceanographer
hobbyist
as well.
in the martial artist category of kickboxing and boxing. He's made a sandwich for 2 weeks and then stopped. And we also, what else did he do? What else do you do? I feel like you do a lot of stuff. He eats food. He does this. He used to do these cool food series where he shoves food in his mouth and it's disgusting and it's entertaining. So check out at Lift God. He's also a streamer. Sometimes he's on there with his buddies. So check that out. Follow Nick the Ear. Nick the Ear is a trainer, a coach, and a husband. If you guys are interested in some, nutrition and some programming, you're like, gosh, man, I'm getting a lot of weight. I just need some guidance. I'm tired of looking at men's health. It's so confusing. Just hit up Nick on Instagram. He can program it for you.
Okay, I'll make it easy.
Makes it easy for you, and for people that it's easy for, he makes it hard for you. So he covers all his bases. And you can follow me at Gilbert. We love you very much. Play the music, and I'll start to slowly move my shoulders.
Okay.
Sorry, you have to hear the.
Let's go.
Well, here's the thing.
And everybody tell Gil to come train with us so we get some new vlog footage for you guys. Because we haven't done a vlog in a while. But it's so hard to get all the boys together. Okay?
It is very hard, but I'll find time. Let's go.